Okay, hey everybody, we are back with another episode for you guys. What is this, like number 38? 38, which is almost 40, which is almost 9 months, which is crazy. A long time. Wait, yeah, something like that. Anyways, let's get into it.
Told you we should have started off with a Christmas intro song.
Oh, we're keeping that Christmas intro song part.
What is the date? People listening, just shout it out for me, okay? You are listening to this podcast episode, and it will be Monday, October 28th.
Okay,
what did I say? Monday, accurate? October 28th.
That's Becca's birthday.
But that means there's
Happy
only
birthday,
7
Becca.
Mondays
Becca.
until Christmas.
Huh?
How do you know that?
There's only 7 Mondays until Christmas.
Okay, cool. What month is it? It's
Advent
October.
start.
7
Or if you're
Mondays.
listening to this, on Friday, November 2nd. Yeah, first, whatever. Guess what? It's not even Thanksgiving yet, okay?
Christmas.
So if you're thinking Christmas is more important than Thanksgiving, tell you what, send me the address to your family get together and I'll come eat food in your place and you can just sit there and wait for Christmas.
Okay, but there's no Thanksgiving songs, though.
That's a good point.
There's football and turkey.
There is
a
one.
thank you song that I think the preschoolers sing.
Okay,
I'm not
I can tell you 2. One is Gobble Gobble by Matthew West.
Oh yeah,
And he sings it at every single concert he does.
Yes.
And then 2 is called the Thanksgiving Song by Ben Rector. Now, that is not enough to satisfy me for an entire month.
No.
So we're going to throw in the rest of the holiday songs and start singing all of them soon. I was at Aldi today and
Not
they
until December 1st.
are already selling, like, I almost bought like a little Christmas tree thing. It was really cute.
I haven't been there in a while. But Hobby Lobby has had stuff up since like back to school days, I feel like.
I think Walmart had Christmas stuff the last time I was in there and it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. But they're all on sale. Like the earlier you buy it, like the more on sale it is.
Right.
But I didn't buy anything.
I say we do
Good.
a vote. Everyone raise your left hand if you agree that Grant is just a Grinch. Thank you. Half of the room.
Well, okay, I'm
is
torn because I love Christmas music, but I can't be in the spirit until after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's fair enough.
December 1st.
But you don't have to
I didn't
hate
say
it.
December 1st.
You don't have to hate it until then. Like, I feel like there's something about like you can enjoy it, but
No.
you don't have to like
Because everyone's like,
celebrate it.
What's Thanksgiving? And it's just like, 4th of July, Labor Day, Christmas. What?
Everyone
Pump
is-
the brakes, put it in reverse, Terry. We still got turkey to eat or shoot and then, do all the prepping and then eat it.
Okay, but everybody
I'm
has
not celebrating
the right to their
Thanksgiving.
own opinion, Grant.
That's
Yeah,
a fair
I know,
point.
And I got mine.
Well,
I don't
You
know.
have
let
zero
us share
respect for anybody
ours,
else's.
Please.
What?
Let us share ours, please.
I am. I'm also saying mine.
I think Thanksgiving is more like a pregame. Like
Yeah.
you kind of get things kicked off.
Get your stomach.
And then
Yeah.
you start packing on the pounds, and then you're like ready to go, like for the rest of the
Honestly, yeah.
yeah.
And then you kind of
month.
keep going after Christmas into New Year's, I feel like,
It's
too.
great to be an American.
Yeah. Well, for that part,
What's
yes.
funny, when I wrestled, they allowed us to gain 2 pounds.
Only
Between-
2 pounds,
From Thanksgiving break to Christmas, we were allowed 2
Only
pounds.
2?
Yeah.
I don't
bro.
remember that.
That's like one meal.
I hated it.
Half.
'cause
But
I had to
what did
lose
you
half a
do?
meal.
I had to lose all that weight after Christmas because I gained more than 2 pounds.
Obviously.
Obviously. So,
It's got to run a lot.
yeah. I had sweatpants, sweatshirt,
Yeah.
everything but the trash bag around me. Going full Rocky.
Before we go too far, thank you all for subscribing, watching, following, sharing. Go follow Instagram, please. Subscribe on YouTube if you're not. Follow on Spotify and Apple if you're not, and give us 5 stars, please. And don't forget about the GoFundMe. If you would like to help us out, feel led, or want to send it to somebody else that you think might want to help us out, whatever, check it out. And also, we kind of just jumped into it and blew right over it. I should say not blew right over. We kind of flew right over it, just like how they're flying illegals into the country.
Oh my
We have our
I'm
friend Landon here.
Speaking of illegals,
Speaking of illegals.
So he filled out the CBP1
I
app,
did.
like we
I sent
Set
Graham
about.
a screenshot.
Yep, I have the screenshot proof of it. So he's here legally, folks. It's okay.
He was here legally in
sorry, JD Vance.
2006.
Yeah.
So he's well into being legal. So we're
There's
fine.
a green card in this wallet. It's
Oh my gosh.
not the green card I'm pulling out.
Are you pulling out the other card?
This, folks, is a white privilege card.
Oh my gosh.
Take a gander at
We're gonna take a picture of that and put it in here.
a guy at work.
Wait, hold
gave
it
this
up.
to
Let me see. We're gonna put that picture. I'll send that to you. Wait, you said a guy.
A guy at work gave this to me, and he bought like a bunch of them, and was just handing them out at work. And he looks at me. He goes, "I don't know if it works like this, but I'll give you one." Okay.
So what do you use that card for?
Did you ever get out of like a?
I was gonna use it if I ever got stopped by a cop.
They would definitely not use that.
Funny story.
Oh my gosh.
The second time I got pulled over, so I've been pulled over twice. One was.
And how old are you?
18.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, one.
Yeah.
The first time I got pulled over, me and my buddies were coming back from a rodeo up in Chambersburg somewhere, Roxbury.
Okay.
And,
The Roxbury Rodeo.
mhm. And it was like 10:30, and I was coming through town, and I must have been swerving. This is when I had my old truck. The steering sucked.
Oh,
in
your
that
steering
thing.
was out of
Oh,
alignment.
my
Yeah.
steering was terrible. I could like go like this and still go straight.
Oh my gosh.
And so I got pulled over, and the cop was like, "Where are we coming from?" I said, "A rodeo." He goes, "We have anything to drink?" I said, "Soda." And he goes,
You actually said soda.
No.
Oh.
I said no. He goes, you were swerving in and out of the white lines 3 times for the past mile I've been following you." I looked at him and I said, "Officer, this truck is 23 years old." I said, "It sucks." I told him I was saving up to get it fixed. I never fix it. And he goes, "All right, I'll let you off with a warning." I said, "Thank you." But no, the
Nice.
second time, I was coming down this road, and it's known to have cops on it. And our mom got stopped there once. And
Oh, I remember this.
yeah, so there was a slow minivan, right? One thing I hate about driving is other people driving the speed limit. So I like speed. I mean, I don't speed terribly fast, but I got stuck behind.
He only goes like 15, 20 over. Nothing
Yeah,
terrible.
Nothing under a felony, you know?
Yeah, you don't go double.
Yeah, I have before. But no, so even on the way here, this dude was going 45 and a 55. Oh, I hated it because it was a Frontier, right? He pulled off. I gunned it past him because my truck's loud now, so I just go whoa, right past him. And then another truck pulls out. It's another Nissan, and he was going slow.
Nissans.
Freaking Nissan people! If you own a Nissan, I don't know.
You know,
Don't.
Don't
you know what
Get
grind-
rid of
straight
it.
up.
You know what grinds my gears more? Not only that, but
A lot of
we-
things grind your gears, Grant.
what?
Yeah, where are we gonna start?
Literally,
boy.
this could be
I can name a
anything.
few things.
Celebrating Christmas before it's actually
Okay,
December.
just
I'm kidding.
get to, yeah.
We've
just
talked
go.
about this before. People that drive and have the "be patient, I'm a student
Yeah.
driver."
Oh,
No, you're
yeah.
not. Shut up.
Oh,
Get off the road.
I think I
Sometimes
brought
they
that
are.
up.
Yeah,
that's what I
because
was
you had
saying.
one,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
you?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, because no, I was on the highway and this girl wouldn't let me pass her, and she was like, she looked anxious to be like on the road, and I was like, why are you on the highway if you are driving by yourself? Like, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh.
I was like, I don't think you should drive by yourself if you have the student like sticker. You should have to have somebody in your car.
I feel like on cars, they should have somewhere on the license plate, or not license plate, or like somewhere in the back window how many years you have been driving, so that you know if it's like 89 or if it's like 2. Like, just pass
I don't think a
them.
2-year-old should be driving.
Driving
No, I
for
meant like
89
2 years of driving, or like 89 years of driving.
89, they'd be what?
Okay, maybe that is
95?
high because you get your license when you're 16. But like
100?
78 years of driving or something like that.
Basically, it doesn't determine anything. It just is like,
I'm just saying
16.
that would be helpful.
16 plus
89
89.
is 99
Can we do
plus 6,
No.
105.
I'm just a welder.
Holy cow! If you're 105,
You
please get
should
off.
not be driving. Anyways,
I
finish
kinda
your
got-
story.
I kinda got
Welder,
off
he
tangent. So this slow minivan was going down the road, and they didn't know where they were going, and so they were going
That's
like
the
20.
worst.
And I don't even know where I was going, but
You're probably just going home.
They pulled off to the side, and I gunned it past them because that's what I like to do because I have a loud truck. I like to let people know I'm irritated. And
Oh, so you don't blow the horn?
no,
You don't blow your horn, do
no,
like someone.
it's like
You don't
Am I
give them the
right?
high beams as you're stuck behind them?
it was the middle of the day.
Still can.
Yeah,
I had a lady fold her mirrors in one time because it was the middle of the day, and I still high beamed her. She was
hate
going
people
like
that.
25 and a 35, and I'm like, lady, let's move it.
Mm-hmm. But no, so I sped past them, and right as I passed a bunch of weeds, there was a cop just sitting there because he's known for sitting there. I said, nuts. And I'm going up a hill, and I see him pull out, but there was a truck behind me. I said, maybe he's going after the truck. He passes the truck and gets behind me. I said, nuts.
Was the truck going as fast as you?
No.
Oh,
And so he pulled me out off the road, pulled me over at a development, and he goes, you're going 55 and a 35. I said, for how long? Because I zoomed past, but he goes, license and registration. This is the first time I ever got pulled over for speeding, and I was slightly nervous. I handed him my debit card.
what the world?
And he kind of looks at me. I looked at it. I said, I suppose you don't want this. No. I said, he let me off. I got a written warning for a 55 and a 35.
Oh my gosh.
My mom claims it's because I'm brown. I got the race card pulled.
I don't blame
So
you.
you kind of did pull the white card.
Yeah.
The white
I pulled the
privilege
brown
card.
card.
Well, you should tell everyone about your first ever getting pulled over by a cop. Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah. So
Do I know this story?
I don't.
I
you might not.
don't know.
So the way Dad tells it, they came back from. They were at the airport after they came and got me from Guatemala. So I was 6 months.
Well, so, yeah. So backstory: he's adopted from Guatemala.
She's my sister.
Yeah.
He's my brother-in-law.
See the
Sydney's
resemblance.
I'm here.
But
Not by marriage, not by blood. Sorry. Keep going.
so I was adopted when I was 6 months old from Guatemala, and my parents were coming back from the airport, and my dad. It must have been late at night, and Dad got pulled over.
Like 3:30 a.m. Late at night?
That's early morning.
You're right. Sorry.
And so he must have got pulled over, and the cop was like, "Where you guys coming from?" And Dad must have said, "We're coming from the airport." Just picked up him, and
That's probably not what he said, but
something like that.
we were
Something like
just
that.
in Mexico, you know.
Just picked up a baby from the airport.
Just got this kid from Guatemala.
Newest piece of farm equipment.
Oh my god.
And
Free labor.
not really. They
It's definitely not free.
Actually, you're right. Sorry.
Probably the worst
most
return on investment
expensive.
that the farm made. But no, so the cop was like, "Oh," he goes, "I just had a buddy that adopted a kid from Guatemala." So they let Dad off with a warning.
Uh huh.
Yeah, so I got my dad off from a speeding ticket when I was 6 months old.
But you weren't even awake, you were sleeping.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
was 6 months old.
Mom said you were sleeping.
I just got this new farm equipment. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be yelling. I don't want to like accidentally like squeal into the microphone.
Oh.
Dude, that's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did I ever tell the story on here about the time I got pulled over in my truck, and I could have had probably like a $500 fine at least, but I got let off with a warning.
You might have.
I don't think I've
early
heard it.
on.
So I was coming home for your house. I mean, this
Yeah.
was like 2 years ago, and so I had a black 16 F-150 Lariat. I had 12 wides on it. I had rock lights on it, windows tinted, and I cannot remember which one was which. I can't remember if the registration was almost out and the inspection was out, or if it's flip-flopped. Either way, one of them was going to go out like that week and the other was out because I didn't do it. I think it was the registration. The inspection was going to go out February, and it was like the last week.
Irrelevant.
And so I'm coming through Letterkenny, and then I take the road to go to the light at Green Village at Sheets to then turn on to 11. And you know where the substation is? There was a cop there. I had my rock lights on and everything, and I just like drove past him, and I was like, not speeding at all.
Sure.
And I was like, And I see him pull out, and I was like, then he turns the lights on. I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm done. I was like, this is it. This is the end. So immediately I roll all my windows down so he can't get me for tint.
Yeah.
And
even though you literally just passed him.
yeah. So he comes up. He's like, how are you? I was like, good. He's like, couple things. He's like, you can't have your rock lights on. He's like, if you're on back roads, I could care less, but if you're on main roads, have them off. So I turned them off. And he goes, second, your tires stick out too far. Exactly what I did. I'm sitting there and I go, oh.
How did those get there?
Yeah. Because in my head, I'm like,
Which
what am I going to say
tires?
that is going to make him think that these are not sticking out too far?
You're like,
You can't really argue
slide
that.
it.
So I was like, and then, then he's like, about the registration and then the inspection, which I was like, it's getting inspected this week, whatever,
sure.
And so he takes my stuff, goes back, and I'm sitting there like, well, here comes a nice fine. And so I'm going to quote what he said. He walks back and he goes, well, since you weren't a dick about the tires and all that, I'm going to let you go. I was like, thank you. Because I know
He didn't give you a warning?
Nope. That was my warning.
You should have shook his hand or something.
I did. I was like, thank you very much. I was like, thank you, or whatever. I forget what I said, but I was like, thank you. Because I know there's guys in the truck community with wide tires and they get pulled over all the time and get tickets, and then they post on their Snapchat and be like, this is ridiculous. I get pulled over and then get ticketed for my tires. And I'm like, well, yeah, if you wouldn't drive around like a freaking retard and act like an idiot, then you wouldn't get pulled over and get fined for it.
Men.
Okay.
Maybe if you
That's
didn't do
an
that
edge.
to your truck in the first place, it wouldn't be an issue.
No, you got to make it look cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Then you get pulled over for it.
That was the first time I ever got pulled over for
Yeah,
it.
I know. That was really weird. That was the only time that happened to
I
you.
think it's because of the registration and that, and then I had the lights in the tires. He's like, oh, I could
that's
really
just
get this
like
guy.
a plus.
Yeah. And he was probably hoping that I was going to be one of the typical guys that's like, my tires don't stick out too far. You're blind. You're an idiot.
Yeah,
Shut up,
that would
dude.
have been cool if you would have had like a button that just like move the tires in. Yeah. Like an RV
yeah.
thing.
Like a slider.
That would be funny.
The slide out tires.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
2024. I feel like that should be a thing.
I don't know.
You would think.
But I've never gotten pulled
It's
over.
okay
Yeah.
if they do that.
It probably threw him off that I was like,
Knock on wood.
not a jerk. And he's like, this guy wasn't a jerk? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that can do wonders, just like not being
Being
mean
Oh,
about
a
it.
decent human being.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then I did get pulled over for speeding one time up in college. That's also another funny story. So when I was up at Penn State, I was going to my internship and I'm flying and I see this car sitting back in and I was like, oh, that's a parent waiting for a school bus. And I was like,
What?
or was that a cop? This is like, I'm going to my internship.
Was
I had
this,
to be
like,
there.
in a random driveway.
No, it was like a street, kind of like a side road.
Okay.
But I knew the bus would stop there because I would hit it sometimes going to class. So this is like, 5:30 in the morning. And I see the lights and I'm like, oh, that's a parent. And I was like, or was that a cop? And then sure enough, about a minute later, the lights. And I'm like,
Womp womp.
So I got a ticket this time. And when I gave my license, I had my address for back home. And he's like, what are you doing up here? I was like, I go to college up here. It's like,
Oh my
Wouldn't
gosh.
he just kind of suspect that for a
Right, like I
student?
feel like a college town. It's like
Yeah, like
you
you
don't.
should
I
just
wasn't
even
in Penn
question.
State. I was like out by,
Oh, you were on the outskirts.
yeah, like I was
Oh,
around
yeah,
Center
yeah.
Hall because of where I lived
Right.
up there. So yeah. But
Yeah.
anyways,
So that's close enough.
so then the funny thing is, I didn't have a lot of money when I was in college at that time, and so that same day I was going home to Mont Alto to do a PA announce for a basketball game, and then I had Brooke like convince mom and dad to come up to the game, and then they showed up and they're like, "Oh, Grant's here. And then like before the game or at halftime, I walked up and talked to Mom, and I was like, hey, can I have $180?
Wow.
She's like, for
probably
what? And I was like, I got pulled over this morning.
she should have smacked you or something.
There was
And they were like,
like,
so
pull me
that's
back.
why you came home.
there was
Oh
a
my
third
gosh.
time that I almost got pulled over.
Dude.
But so I didn't technically run from the cops,
Oh.
but
Hey, if they never flipped the
they
lights
never
on,
had their lights on. So I was going down.
I did
I was
that.
coming home from work.
I didn't know, like, same thing you did.
Yeah.
This is going to be our whole episode, just
Probably.
talking about them getting pulled over.
And then Logan's going to be like,
I have nothing to add.
well, we're just being innocent.
yeah,
Oh,
good
okay.
drivers. Oh, I do have a
Actual
story. Then I'll
decent
tell
people.
after.
and then Logan's going to text you and be like, can I come on and share illegal stories?
But so I was coming home from work. It was a long day. I was in my good old second gen, RIP, and I was flying because you ever just get off work and it's like I just want to go home.
Yeah,
So you get it on
You didn't
lead
even live
foot.
that far away.
It's 20 minutes.
it's far enough.
And it's a
20
straight-
minutes is 20
on
minutes.
416. It's like a straight stretch.
Oh, that worked.
So,
okay. I thought you meant like 5 minutes away from our house. Okay.
No. And I was going down 416, and there was a long line of traffic coming the opposite way, and I was going this clear roads coming my way or going my way, and so I'm flying, going like 70. It's like a 55.
55.
Yeah, and blowing by all these cars. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool.
One of them was a cop in the line.
Cop. I'm like, oh gosh, was that a cop? And I just see brake lights pull off into a car, onto
No
a
way.
farm lane. I gun it. I'm like, I'm not sticking around because there's like a slight hill that I can get off. But I'm like, if I go down the road, he's gonna see me. If I go that road, so I just kept going. I went every single back way. I went down the lane. I came in the back lane from the farm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord. And I came home. I put my truck in the shop. I closed the door, and I was.
You
I-
put the truck in the
I
shop so
hid
it
my
can
truck,
see
and
it?
I was like, I ran in the house. And Mom's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Technically, I didn't run from the cops." She goes, "What?"
I wish they would have got your license plate and tracked you
What?
down.
So
Dude.
No, she did not say what. You know this is what she said because I hear it in my head right now. She was going to be like, Landon.
yeah, too accurate. But no, so my best friend, his dad was a cop, right? And he goes, "You know they have cameras in the back of their car." I said, "What?" He goes, "They take pictures of your license plate." I said,
That's so smart.
I
he goes, "If they
gotcha.
wanted to find you, they would." I said, "Okay."
You're fine. Yeah.
He was like, the dude, it was like 4:45. He goes, he was probably got off at 5 and didn't really care. Good enough for me.
It just so happened to be
Yeah.
behind someone going really, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, Sydney.
Well, I've never gotten pulled over. I've never. I've been in the car when someone got pulled over, but I've never like had to do it
Me
myself.
too.
Yeah. But I have ridden in the back of a cop car, which was
Okay.
fun. But it wasn't even like what
What'd
you
you
would.
steal?
I didn't steal anything. Although I was a klepto in college, so some things like things that didn't really matter, like cones and carpet and things like that.
Oh, I used to take cones.
The one time the building, my like academic building was under construction, and they had, it was like those carpet squares that are like, you know, a foot and a half by a foot and a half. And there was like a loose one. I tripped on it, and like my friends and I were like walking past, and I turned around and I ripped it off the
Oh
ground
my
because it was still glued down. I was like, this is mine now. And
After it just hurt you.
yeah, I was like, it tripped me. It's coming home with me. So I walked in and my roommate's like, what you got there? And I was like, oh, carpet square from the Cal building. And she was like, that's cool. You're going to add it to the other things you've stolen? I was like, yeah, but it's okay. You know, like things from the dining hall, like cups and whatever. And, but no, I didn't get it. Like I worked, it was actually because I was a good person as I was in the back of a cop car. I was working a shift. Shut up. I was working across campus. My shift was like 11 to 3 a.m. and I didn't drive across. It was like a 10-minute, 12-minute-ish walk. And then that night it snowed while I was like working. And I'm like, I don't want to walk back to my dorm in the freezing cold. And also like there had been a lot of like crime in the area before that. So I called the police and I was like, hi, this is Sydney. I'm working in the village like duty shack. Can I get a ride back to my dorm? And they were like, what? They're like, you want us to come pick you up? And I was like, yeah, I'm working. Like, I'm not like some drunk kid who's just across campus and wants a ride. And so this guy pulls up And he's like, are you all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I just don't want to walk in the cold. He's like, okay, well, I got to let you in and I got to let you out. So hop in. Dude, it's like the back of those cars are so uncomfortable. And I had this massive backpack on. So I'm like up against like the frame thing. And
You didn't take it off?
No, because I just like kind of slid in to the back seat.
Yeah.
And then I like kind of adjusted and was sitting sideways. But the seats are hard plastic. And then there's like the cage thing on the front. And there's no handle or nothing. You can't get out. It was, you know, like you're trapped. So we pull up and he's like, all right, well, I'll let you out. And so he gets out and I was like, this is, you know, I hope this never happens again, but this was fun. A nice little 2-minute like drive in a cop car. And it was a campus police too. Like I worked with them. So the guy like recognized me when he pulled up.
Yeah, and that's a campus police car. Like imagine like an actual like state police car.
Yeah.
Probably all the same.
Yeah, they're probably about the same.
Maybe.
But yeah, no, I mean, I worked kind of closely with the police. And so that guy did know me. And he was like, yeah, I didn't expect to hear, like, see you whenever I got over here. He was like, I really thought it was going to be
Never
somebody
thought I
who
had you in my car.
Because I'm, you know, the week before I'm like turning some kid in for having marijuana in his room. And now I'm like asking for a ride. But yeah, no,
they're there to help too.
Exactly. I'm like,
So you were a
what's he?
snitch in college.
No, I was.
her
It was my
job.
job. It was my job.
Professional
That's what it says on my resume. Yeah, professional snitch.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a great time. Yeah, never been pulled over. You have any fun stories you want to add to there?
My life is literally so boring.
Ask her how many cars she's totaled.
I haven't totaled any of them.
I've totaled one.
Other people, other people,
I didn't do it.
Huh?
other people have totaled it for me.
That also happened to me too. But no.
Wait,
how
how
many cars
many?
you go through? 3?
I went through 1, 2, 3 accidents that were not my fault and 2 cars. So
Insurance rates.
for
Actually,
They
them,
weren't her fault.
Actually,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
and I got a free car out of it. So
I got a free
Ooh.
truck out of it.
Ooh.
you paid money for your truck recently.
I
I thought you said
I
you
had, like,
paid some.
think I had 2,000 left over after I bought my truck.
Dang.
You want to hit my
Insurance
car?
paid next
Wow, really?
day. Yeah. So
I didn't have any left over from mine.
I had a
I guess
2001
mine was more
Ram
expensive.
1500 and a girl in a Jeep.
Clapped.
Hey, she was.
It's always them Jeeps.
So this girl in a Jeep, she pulled out in front of me, and at a stop, she had a stop sign. I had a straight through, and she goes boom, and listen, and it totaled my truck. So sad. I missed that old girl.
Do you have pictures of it?
My phone's dead.
Maybe.
You
Yeah,
can-
but like
you can look on my
maybe
Instagram.
Grant can.
We'll send them to Grant
You
then.
can look on my
Put 'em
Instagram
on.
or my TikTok. I think it's on my TikTok. So is my new truck. But yeah, I got a 2012 Ram 2500 single cab
Nice.
pimpin'. I will not disclose the name of my last truck.
Okay.
Because it is
Yeah.
podcast appropriate. Let's
Yeah.
just say
We're
it's
gonna
an
put
SLT.
We're gonna
and
put a
I
warning
added
on
a
this
U.
episode. Okay. Well, thank you for spilling it out for everybody. I'm putting the explicit label on this episode.
Literally.
No, you're not.
Yes.
Where's the you go?
What?
After the T.
Grant?
I'm putting the explicit label on this episode.
No one said it.
Only for
Literally, it should just be a
adults.
me and Sydney podcast at this point.
Well, then you're going to lose all your
So,
followers.
We could carry. No, we won't.
we
We had
would
a great
keep-
weekend.
Some.
Yeah, tell us
Yeah,
about
we
your
had a
weekend.
great weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you do?
We had a
We
great
didn't
weekend.
have to work on Monday.
You left
No,
me
we didn't have to
home
work on Monday.
starve.
You
And
know
you're
what?
almost
still
died.
surviving,
I
so
think
stop
you're okay.
complaining. You don't look as like that skinny compared to when we left you.
Hey,
called
last
you
I
fat.
You're
checked,
able to survive.
last I checked, you're not my wife. This is my wife.
And last time I checked, I
Well-
was with her, and she goes, "Oh look, Grant knows how to cook," because she sent her
Yeah.
a picture.
Yeah.
So
I
you
just-
that was
can't.
for my lunches. That wasn't even my supper.
But it was food, and you were sustaining yourself. So, boom,
When did we go
Bye.
to Jersey?
dude. I don't know. Sorry, I just kicked on an
So
accent there.
the amount of times that you hear Grant complaining during this episode, let us know.
I'm also running
keep a
on
tally.
4 hours of
Boy's
sleep.
tired.
I guarantee Maxine's
Sorry,
keeping a
He is
tally.
very grouchy because he doesn't have enough sleep.
Oh, we'll get into
So-
that. Let's talk about our weekend
Yes.
first.
Our weekend, we went to see Need to Breathe.
Yeah.
First time. Is it your first time ever?
It's my
seeing
first
them?
time seeing them. Yes. Very good.
Very good. Was not expecting the whole show that they gave. Like their vibe, I feel like is more like folky.
Yeah.
And like rocky, I guess.
Yeah, like folk rock.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But they're like, what am I saying?
It was like,
Their show was very showy.
yeah, very like it was mainly the light show that had me like in awe. It was like
Yes.
how well they could play. I don't know. I mean, you go to a concert, you expect to hear like, you know, you expect like the good songs and maybe some like surprise whatever, and you expect it to sound like it does on the records. But this was not that at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, their
just over the
voices
top.
sound exactly the same,
Yes.
which is always good thing for bands.
right.
Because then you're not hearing just like fakeness or whatever.
Auto-tune.
Like it
Auto-tune,
was,
yeah.
it was very genuine what they were singing. But yeah, the light show, it was like you were blinking like really, really fast, but you actually weren't blinking. It was just
Yeah.
like the lights were that fast and that like bright in your face
Yeah.
that it just felt like that.
I really hope there was like, I didn't even see any kind. I mean, okay, sorry. Let me take a break. I'm talking too fast. There was no epileptic warning.
There was a sign before you went into the theater that
Okay.
said like exposure to light. But
Okay.
it never said anything like if you are epileptic, like you shouldn't be watching this.
Yeah. I mean,
But I honestly thought I was gonna be epileptic after that because
I had to like stand
it was,
still.
I had to close my eyes for a second because I'm like, and then there's this older lady, like I saw her like, so we were in the balcony and I saw her like a couple rows ahead of us, like in the other balcony, and I was like, how is she watching this right now? It was like that crazy.
It
Like,
was, yeah.
If you've been to Creation or Uprise, like that was nothing. I feel like
Right.
like the lights were nothing compared to this concert.
No, I'm going to send you this picture for you to put in, but I took a picture. That's my
Was it a
games.
live picture?
I hope it was. I didn't even check if it was, but I took this picture and
It's
I
literally insane.
was trying to just like take a picture of what the lights were like. And then it did
Yeah.
this, and this is what I caught.
Oh man.
And so, yeah, it
It looks like a explosion.
the rapture is happening
Yeah.
is what it
It
looks like.
that too.
Yeah, very, very bright. I'm sending it to you. It's a live photo, so you can turn it into a video and post that in there. But yeah, the lights were incredible, like incredibly bright. The sound I feel like was really, really loud.
It was really loud.
But I think that was just like the type of arena, like the type of theater we were in, because it was a very old, like gorgeous building. The State Theater. We were in Easton. We didn't say that. Not that it whatever matters, but yeah, the State Theater in Easton was just this gorgeous building.
so pretty.
They had a few it was also the last show of their tour, their world tour.
Which I think maybe that was
Yes.
also why they just like went crazy.
Yeah, they said at the beginning, they're like, we're gonna play what we have, but like we're also just gonna play whatever because it's our last night. We want to have fun. And I don't know what was playing and what was not, but there was a lot of
You
like
can't really tell.
no, like the one guy who was on the piano played the harmonica for like a good 7 minutes, like just
Yeah.
straight harmonica solo.
Like there was a lot of it, like just random instrumentals in there. And like I'm not complaining because they were really good, but I was like, I kind of do want to hear them sing a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that might be one thing that I was like, I just want to hear your voices because his voice is very unique.
Yes.
But the harmonica was very cool.
It was definitely
Very cool.
It also, since it was I think this was because it was the last show, Bear, the lead singer Bear, went like around the main floor and
yeah.
shook like everyone's hand on the outside of it, and like that took a good, I don't know,
That's like
5 or so minutes for him to like
Yeah.
get around to everybody. And we were like, we couldn't see because we were up in the balcony.
there were no TVs.
No, there was no screens or anything, but yeah, I mean, Danessa looked over at me multiple times and my mouth was just wide open and I'm just staring.
Sydney was like, if you can't see me, my mouth is just open and staring. And
Yeah,
I was
go
like,
watch on
"Sydney,
YouTube."
Close your mouth.
I was like, not blinking, not saying anything.
Vanessa looks
Yeah.
over. Sydney's mouth is open. And you just see his.
Oh no, my gosh.
Yeah,
comes the
no.
airplane.
Oh, so then, okay. So usually concerts are like you're standing, you're singing, you're dancing, whatever. And this was the type where everyone just kind of sits and like listens, like you're watching a performance instead of like experiencing a concert. And we were like one row up from like an aisle, so we had perfect view, like nobody was in front of us. But then like right to the left of me, like my view, there were these girls who were probably ladies. They were probably like 30, like young 30s.
They weren't
They were
definitely like high, like
what?
Close to getting 40. I feel like
I didn't take any pictures of them. I should have.
I feel like 35 to 40.
They were dressed very trendy. Well, some of them were.
The one was.
Yeah.
The crazy one.
She was probably younger.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, they were okay. Yeah, they were fair. Probably like 40 years old. Towards the end of the concert, they were like, "We're gonna get up and block everyone's view and dance our little hearts out." And so they did. And then there was some part. Sorry, yeah, there was some part of the show where like the lead singer was like something about like everyone hands up, whatever, blah. And she goes, she turns around. This lady turns around and looks at us. She goes, "It's a concert. Stand up." We were like, oh my, okay. And everyone else around us is standing, and I was like, okay, we'll stand for one song. But then I was like, we're blocking the old people behind us. And so we sat down after one and just like enjoyed the rest of it, because they came back out for like a 20-minute encore, which was like the best part. But yeah, we're like, we're gonna sit and like just take it all in instead of, you know, dancing. But I definitely think those ladies were a little tipsy.
They definitely were.
So
Definitely.
So when I said about the bug, this is dated. I mean, long time ago, dated. This is Rook. Okay, we were on a like youth trip at Roxbury. So Rook will never see this. So I'm gonna have to send it to like, yo, dude, check this out at 40 minutes in. Anyways, you can tell how young we are just by like how high-pitched all our voices sound.
Your name is not PewDiePie. You're not that funny.
I need to get a drink.
Swallow a fly.
Oh. Wait, did that actually happen, or was he just being dramatic?
I think he's being dramatic, but that for some reason that instantly popped in my head when I said about you looking over and a fly flies at Sydney's mouth.
Yeah.
And instantly in my head I was like, that video.
Oh my god!
Because at the end I go, swallow the fly.
I mean, I guess that could happen.
That's
You?
That was his voice at the end.
At the end when I talk.
that was
That's funny.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was a great weekend.
I would definitely go back to see them. I didn't know a lot of their songs, to be honest, but the ones I did know, it was so good.
Do you have any new favorite obsessions?
Zach Top.
With Need to Breathe songs.
Sorry.
Chill
West Texas
out.
Wind.
They sang that
West
one
Texas Wind.
acoustic.
Sydney is like
Sydney
obsessed
put me onto that
with
song.
that.
Dude.
We went to the Shippensburg game. She was
Yes.
playing a bunch of Need to Breathe.
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
this is a good song.
Dude.
I've listened to it on repeat for like
Really?
the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Dude,
And then I
it's
was like,
so
I used to
good.
listen to Need to
Oh,
Breathe.
I saved one.
Campfire
because I liked
version.
it.
Brother, I Need to Breathe is probably my favorite song.
Brother is very
People
good.
say
listen
it's
to that one
overplayed.
I listen to that one a lot.
I
It's not
saved
overplayed.
the one
Never
Carry
listened to
Me
him.
You should.
Yes.
featuring Switchfoot.
Yeah.
That's
Love
a-
Switchfoot too.
That
an
one is
old
really
one.
good as well. But like Let's Stay Home Tonight and Banks were like my top favorite, obviously.
I have to say, Wasting Time with Old Dominion.
Yeah, you loved that one too.
I loved that one.
You were obsessed with that one.
I'm obsessed with that one.
Old Dominion sucks.
Also, Great Night. They started out with the song Great Night, which was on their really old album. And wait, when is this album from? I need to find it out.
early 2000s?
2016.
Oh.
It's still one of their like first ones though. Not first. One of their older ones.
They've been like not alive, but like
around.
Oh, Fall on Me or something. They didn't even play that, which I was very, very sad. They didn't play.
They didn't play Caves.
Multiply either. They did play Testify, but they didn't play Multiply.
Yeah.
Or Caves.
They did They did like a melody thing where they played multiple like choruses like in a row. And I love when bands do that because it's like we all want these songs.
So you get to have
Something Beautiful was one of those songs.
Yes,
and I like
love
that one.
That one was on one of the like wow hits when I
Mhm.
was like back in middle school. It was like 2011.
Wow.
So
I don't know, but yeah, that one was
Put that on your
an
soundboard.
old but goodie.
I'm looking at their like demographic right now of all their albums. They're not very consistent because they had
No.
one in 2006, 2007, and then it skips to 2009, and then 11, 14, 15, 16, and then 18, 20, 21. So it's like they skip years
They're as
in
old
there.
as I am. 18.
Funny.
2006
Yeah.
was
I don't know
18 years ago.
anything from this first album. At least I don't have anything.
I might if I like hear
Liked.
it. That's how I am with a lot of
Maybe.
things. But
Oh, Outsiders. The Outsiders.
yeah,
Good, but an old one.
I didn't know that one.
All right. Well, yeah.
Anyways,
Needless to
enough
say,
about
Need to
that.
Breathe stole my heart. That was also my 12th concert for this year. So woo, I made it to my goal of 12
And
concerts.
I've been on how many?
7.
7 of them
Vanessa's been to 7 of them.
with her.
Yes. We did the math. We were laying in bed then that
You
night.
should do the math of how much money you spent on all these 12 concerts.
Okay, I will be honest. A lot of them have been okay.
They've been cheaper, right?
Some have been free. One was free.
Some.
Some of them have been 10. Some have been 15. Some around 20.
Are you counting Uprise?
Uprise was, I count that as free because we just pay for the shirt.
Yeah.
And I volunteered, so I feel like working paid off the concert ticket.
If anything, maybe $10. But
Yeah. If anything, I would call it $10. I think, well, I would count Passion as the most expensive one, but if you divide it up, what was it, like $100 for the ticket divided by 3 days? And it wasn't all music.
True.
So, okay, let's be honest. There was one concert night at Passion, and it was like the first night.
yeah.
And so, honestly, like, that was probably the most expensive.
That is what I'm going to miss at Passion is
Yeah.
all like the music. The music is so good. I mean, so are the speakers, but the music just hits different.
Oh, the Worship of Passion.
Because the music that we listen to there, like it's still like so like it still hits the same
It's just so
because I heard
powerful.
it there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. When you hear something live and then you get the album out, then a few months later, it's like, oh my gosh, like you can
like-
relive it.
Yeah.
But to just hear it for the first time, it doesn't hit the same. Okay. So yeah, Passion was most expensive. We went to, I went to Winter Slam, which was free because I was an adult going to Winter Slam with the youth group. There was a band there called Attaboy. They were really good. Which, fun fact about Attaboy, I saw them my senior year in high school because they had them come for
Same here.
an assembly. Yeah. And maybe it was my junior year then. If
It
you were
was
there.
your junior year, it was my senior year, and I thought it was completely stupid.
It was pretty cool.
They're like, let's
What-
build on
okay.
character positivity. I'm like, oh brother, here
I
we
was
go, another
listening
dumb school
to
assembly.
a concert build character.
Do you ever see
They
how
weren't
they had like
bad,
do you ever see how they have those like BMX bikes people? It was kind of like the same thing as that.
No.
You didn't have BMX bike people come to your gym
No.
and do like tricks and whatnot?
No.
Did we?
Yes. Maybe those a year after you, but
Yeah.
you know,
We
they
didn't have anything.
they do those PBIS assemblies. They're like, you guys are great people.
No.
Oh, so you guys weren't as stupid as us. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Lucky.
Whatever.
Grant, we know you hate everything, so you can just take a chill pill.
We had a WWE wrestler. come.
Nice.
I don't remember
What?
who it was. I was in elementary school.
Oh,
But-
so I would have been high school probably.
Yeah, but I don't know. They
Interesting.
used to try to like, it's like our character call up things. Like that was their reward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, they had, so Attaboy was I saw them when I was
Our school was
17,
poor.
16.
Not really. You guys can go to Florida for your class trips.
My class trip
I
was going
didn't.
to go to Virginia Beach.
Yeah, that's what my class did.
No one signed up.
What?
They ended up going to Hershey Park for
It's
a
a-
day.
That's so dumb.
I'd rather. I wish my class would have did that. You know what my class did?
I went
Instead
to
of,
work
York.
that day.
instead of Six Flags, they chose dumpy, disgusting New York City.
New York is fun for
Do you
a
want to
day.
complain about the next thing I talk about?
Yeah.
What is that?
Grant.
I don't even know, but
I
you're probably
think-
going to complain about
I think
it.
instead of having Damon be quiet, we'll have Grant be quiet. Because I can guarantee you.
Is the ministry minute about having gratitude and being gentle with your words, or
I mean, I can make it like that.
I'm just kidding.
Switch up real quick.
No,
Roasted.
yeah, but yeah, and then moving on to concert number 3 was Winter Jam, which was $15 at the door,
That was
and then I saw
I got wet.
Jeff.
It was.
Of course, you're gonna complain about.
No, I'm just
Being-
saying I got
Seriously.
wet because.
Oh my gosh. Keep talking to me.
I know what I'm gonna name the episode.
My feet were
So
pruny.
then,
Well, it's because I forgot.
pruny feet are the worst.
That's when my ear
Ew,
almost
your
fell
feet were
off.
pruny.
Yeah,
You had boots on.
No, that was.
Oh.
I had my boots in the van because we took a van up,
Yeah.
and I wore hey dudes because I'm like, I
my
don't want to wear my.
Oh,
I
no.
don't want to wear my boots in the van.
And then
They're
you
so
forgot to
uncomfortable.
change.
And we got out. I said, my boots are in the car. We were up at the door. So
No.
I'm not running back yet right now because I forget where.
You definitely could have because you had to stand
We
in a
were there
long
for a
line.
while,
yeah.
yeah. But
Anyways.
I just.
Yeah, remember I forgot my headphones because my ear was about to fall off that time. So I
Yeah,
we got
your
up in
ear was
line
having
and I was
issues.
like,
And then that's when you got really wet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then I went to Philly for Jervis Campbell, who knocked my socks off. That was a really good one.
Nope, they're still on.
I put them back on. It's been since March. He was very good. That ticket was like $15. And we were also in the city. Like, don't say anything about Philly or liking the city because it was a great time. And I got tacos because tacos in Philly are just so much better. Yeah, Mexicans. Yeah.
How do you not get a cheesesteak when you're in Philly?
Girl, you should have
No, street tacos.
You're in
Street
Philly.
tacos hit anywhere.
Cheesesteaks.
Street
anywhere.
tacos in a city hit way better than a cheesesteak in Philly. I'm just saying. I forget what the name of the place was, but it was right near the venue, which was in a bar. And it was my first time ever being in a bar. Don't come at me, sheltered child, and I'm proud of it. So I get to the door.
me.
I get to the door and they're like, we need your ID. And I was like, for what? I'm going to the concert upstairs. And then my friends were like, just get your ID out. And I'm glad I had it because I didn't even drive there.
Bouncer was gonna bounce you out.
Well, he was just gonna like X my hand, so I couldn't get any drinks at the bar. But
Oh,
I was like,
that's what- okay.
well, here it is, but I'm not getting anything.
Hey, at least he asked you for your ID and just didn't assume that you were like
He was
younger than
scary.
21.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because that happens.
Oh yeah. Okay, backtrack. We show up to the Need to Breathe concert, and this little old lady's checking our tickets, and she was probably like 85, and she looks at us.
75.
Okay, whatever.
Not 85.
She looks at us and she goes, your tickets are upstairs and you can head right on over to that gentleman over there. And there's a bar down here, but there's no bar upstairs. So you can't get anything once you go upstairs. Are you even old enough to drink? And Vanessa goes, yeah, but we're not going to. And she was like, oh, I'm just kidding. You just look young. And Vanessa's like, I'm old enough to drink, lady. But I couldn't hear what she was saying. So
Don't make fun of my age.
I was like, wait, why are we upset? What did she say?
I wasn't upset. I just like everyone tells me that, so I'm like,
That you
what
look
do
young?
I have to do to
You'll
make
be
look
thankful when you're
older?
older.
I feel
Oh
like
my
if I
gosh.
like cut my hair, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Pixie cut.
If you went like overboard on makeup, maybe you could make
Yeah, I
yourself
don't
look older.
want
But you
that.
wouldn't want to
That
do
might
that.
be
Go for
why.
the
Yeah.
Karen cut. Just like
No.
I don't even know how they do it. It's like not a pixie cut. But
Yeah,
a
I
little
know
bit
what you're
longer.
talking
It's like, yeah, awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Philly, and then I went to Virginia.
Still on this.
I'm only on concert 5, so chill, people.
My goodness.
Then I went to see I went to see Chris Renzema in at Liberty, and Risa, Shay, and Julianne were all there with me, which was so much fun. That ticket was $20. If you're keeping track, how much money am I spending at this point? And then I went to, what was next? That was April. That was a crazy weekend too, because I had a wedding
May
that
was
weekend.
Brandon Lake.
May was Brandon
May.
Lake. Those ones were expensive. That was like 65,
Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
70. Plus we
Oh.
drove a while,
The big bucks now.
and then we stayed at Nana's, which
I
was
think I've spent more on a rodeo.
okay. I've never spent a lot on rodeos. I mean, I've only been to like
You don't really.
5,
yeah.
but
I got,
whatever.
like,
I've been to a few.
seats
Ooh.
At the Harrisburg, up at the farm show.
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, those probably would have been
I
expensive.
took a female, so
Ooh.
Those were not front row seats.
they were pretty close. They were like 3 rows back, I think.
Hey,
Oh,
that
then that
counts. And
wasn't
those seats are great
Right-
because
right
you're
by
like
the
right
sheets, too.
above the person.
Right by the bucking sheets.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, expensive tickets. You take her in your old truck.
Yeah, I did. She was screaming the whole way.
Oh my
I
gosh.
bet.
Okay. So then after I went to Pittsburgh, I took June off because somebody was getting married, and I
You
had
didn't do
a lot
any
of
in
things.
June?
I didn't go any in June,
Sydney.
but I had 2 in March. Winter
Okay.
Winter Jam, and
I
then
destroyed your goal.
it's fine. I mean, honestly, I could have gone.
Honestly, our wedding was your concert. No, just kidding.
No joke. It really was because I was
Kind of a
getting
sad
down.
concert.
Do you see all those pictures of me getting down on the dance floor? Everything's of me dancing and not paying
so
attention.
many of Damon too. I was like,
Him and I were hamming it up.
Did he like pay the photographer to like take pictures of him? Because literally, like our film pictures are all of Damon, and our professional pictures are all of Damon.
If he was here, you know what he'd say.
Like, why did we even invite him?
What can I
Just kidding.
say? The camera loves me.
He would say that. My foot is.
So yeah, didn't go to any in June, and then July, I went to see Ann Wilson. Reese and I went,
Yeet.
and it rained, and then
saw her twice.
we
Oh,
went
that's
to.
right.
That
I
was in
forgot about that.
Cumberland.
That was fun.
That's when. No, you guys weren't there.
No, I know.
That's when I went,
but-
yeah.
August. Okay.
And
said
then
rain.
in August, then yes, I went to August. I had 3. I almost had 2 in July, but I sold the tickets because they were like one was Wednesday, one was Thursday, like right in a row. And I was like, I cannot do that. I had so much going on that weekend.
Yeah, you told me that.
So yeah, then August, I'm forgetting who all I saw. Ann Wilson was one. Gable Price and Friends was another. And
Uprise? No, that was September.
that's September. I'll probably think of it later. Where did I even go? I can't remember. Yeah, there was 3 then. Then it was the summer worship night. So we saw Brandon Lake and Phil Wickham
Oh yeah,
again.
duh.
That was in
How can I forget
Hershey.
about Phil?
Yeah, you were at that one. That was in Hershey, and then yeah, Ann Wilson the second time was in
Center Hall.
Center Hall. We went together, and then yeah, that was a great weekend. And then Gable Price and Friends was in Florida when I went to see my friends Autumn and Graham, which love them, miss them, hope they're doing well. Florida, we were praying for you still. They are safe. My friends are safe since the hurricane, as far as I know. So that was probably like the best. I spent the week in Clearwater. And then Uprise in September. What else was in September? There was another one, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. And then September, October was Need to Breathe. And I have one more in November, which will be number 13. I stopped counting the prices because I forgot about all the prices. But yeah, everything was
okay.
everything was about $20 ish.
Need to Breathe was more expensive.
Need to Breathe was expensive. The first Brandon Lake concert was expensive, and Passion was expensive. But
The second Brandon Lake was expensive too. Brandon and Phil.
Mm-hmm.
They were expensive too.
oh, I forgot. I was thinking that one was cheaper. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
no,
one was
they were
also
expensive.
expensive.
But
yeah.
it was worth it. So
So I've seen Brandon Lake 3 times because Passion. I've seen Ann Wilson twice. I'll see Jervis Campbell twice. I wouldn't trade it for the world, and I'm already looking at more concerts for next year. So let me know if you guys are interested in going, because I'm always down.
Zach Top, if you somehow see this, please come
Or-
to Pennsylvania.
if anyone can get us free
Amen.
tickets,
Or
let us
if anybody,
know.
because I do know some people that like work with artists.
Yeah.
I know of people, I should say. I don't know people who work with artists.
Personally.
I like country music. I like Christian music. I like worship concerts. I like indie rock, things that are clean primarily. So let me know.
Is Zach Bryan on your list?
See,
Because
okay.
he's not clean, and that bugs me.
I
so
like
much.
Zach Bryan's music, and I do like country concerts, but it really depends on who, because I cannot stand the
The
atmosphere.
people. Yeah.
I
So
think
true.
one of the last country concerts I was at,
Like Brian?
yes, were you there the time that guy passed out beside
Yes.
us
Yeah.
and then ruined
Yeah.
like half the concert because
I
we
hate
couldn't?
that.
Yes,
Yeah. He literally ruined, like, because he was like in front of us,
in our view.
sort of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just ruined it.
Yes, him and his family had to get escorted out. The ladies around him, like he fell on them, like was like leaning on them, and it's just
He was drunk.
it
Like,
was
it
very-
wasn't just he was old. Like,
Yeah.
he was.
oh yeah, he was probably like
was
I'm
a
gonna guess another
goner.
age. He's probably like 50.
Oh, yeah. He's.
Oh, nice.
55,
We agree on that one.
55, Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't
Sad.
mind country concerts, but then like I really wanted, I almost went to see Tim McGraw. Couldn't find people to go with, but that would have been like the only country concert. What are we at?
Tim McGraw.
He would have been.
Did you ask me?
It was the weekend before your wedding.
Oh, then yeah, I would have said no. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do remember
that's
that, 'cause
why
you did
I
ask
didn't
me.
go. Yeah. So don't get all upset. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, I'm down for anything. I'll go to
Yeah.
see any live music.
I want to see a Cody Johnson's concert.
Ooh, me
know,
and Grant are seeing that
we're
in
I would
seeing
really
that
like
in
to
2
see
weeks.
one as well. We can be sad together because we're not invited to go.
There might be tickets still. Just buy them. Stay
There
college.
might be.
It's fine.
I need to save money.
I doubt there is though. Cody Johnson's getting more popular.
What weekend is it?
November
17th.
I'm busy.
16th, sorry.
Actually, I'm free. I'm free like all of November.
No, you're not.
I'm not free the second weekend.
Yeah.
That's the Penn State whiteout.
Yes.
We're going to Massanutten.
Yes.
So we're at 54 minutes,
Ish.
55-ish minutes.
Yeah, 54.
We didn't play a game, but we don't need to because we're just, we're entertaining enough for you guys. But
Do you have a game or
no? I was
Okay.
just gonna pull up something random. But
Yeah.
whenever we have a guest on, we typically ask them to do the ministry minute. So Landon has been told to do it, and he's
More
gonna
voluntold than asked.
I
But
got like
he's very
Listen,
excited.
10 texts today. You coming? You coming? Can you do ministry minute? Can you do that? Like, I'm at work.
Well, I called you and it didn't even ring. Like it
I have
it
terrible service.
didn't ring. And then it
I
said,
was
"Hi,
taking-
this is Landon. Leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can." Bye.
I
Something
was
like
on
that.
a forklift taking I-beams out, and I just it felt like someone was calling me. It was I look, Sess, are you coming? Are you coming? Can you do ministry minute?
Oh my gosh.
Drive a forklift. Yes.
But you never texted me back. You just called me.
No, I texted you back.
I
said,
never
"Can-"
got it.
I said, "Can you get me food?"
Oh. Yeah, but you never said yes. You just said, "Get
Pull
me
up the
food."
text. I said yes.
Oh my gosh.
I will prove it.
Anyways,
The moment of
Landon
truth.
has taught Bible
So
Sunday school.
I've taught Sunday school a couple times so I took a trip to New Mexico this summer.
Avocados from New Mexico.
Am I right?
So I said, "Are you going to do the ministry minute?" And you said, "Sure, can you get me food?"
Then you said Sydney makes supper. I said,
Yeah.
heck yeah. I don't think
City
I would
does
say
make
No, you didn't say
good
that,
supper.
but-
tacos. Anyways.
Oh, why'd you make tacos,
She
Sydney?
knew I was coming.
I had to be festive.
We had to.
I knew Landon was coming.
We had to appease the culture.
that and they're really easy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're really good. So
So I went to New Mexico this summer for a mission trip.
Hold it up closer.
And,
Hold it up closer.
kiss the microphone.
I've probably kissed that same mic, so we just kissed.
If you want to see that, literally go to YouTube and see him kissing the whole microphone.
there is a heart beside Grant's name on my phone.
Yeah, because you copied me.
We are brothers.
Brothers in Christ.
All right, let's talk about Jesus. I want to talk about
Anyways,
Jesus.
So I went
I wanna
to
talk
New
about
Mexico.
me. I wanna talk
I
about-
like
I
telling
wanna
this
talk
story.
about- Sorry.
I went to New Mexico, and it was on a mission trip with our church. But Nessa and I guess now Grant's, our uncle is a missionary. That's the word. Out in New Mexico, so I got to visit him for a little bit. He has a prison ministry called Convicted by Christ. They take guys that just got out of jail. They put them in a halfway house and like get them on the right path, give them a second chance. And so we got to help with that. And I was hanging out with him the one day, and he was like, "Hey, would you want to speak in front of the Thursday night group?" And I was like, "Do I want to speak in front of a bunch of felons and convicts?"
Sure.
Just like I'm going back to work. Sure. I work with some guys. Anyways, he goes, give your testimony, whatever. So I got to speak in front of them. That was pretty cool. We also got to do a VBS for some neighborhood kids. It was like an apartment complex. And we played games, and then that was Monday to Thursday. Thursday you ever seen those bracelets? It's like different colored beads for like the gospel. We did them with them, and we were like, "Does anyone want to accept Jesus?" And this little kid that I was helping, I said, "Do you want to accept Jesus?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Cool." And I talked to the one leader. He goes, "No, you got to pray for him. You got to do the salvation prayer." I said, "I've never done that." He goes, "Good luck."
Oh no!
I'd be like,
So I did it, and I text the one girl down there that was helping, and I said, "Hey, how's that kid doing?" And she goes, "He's been coming to church every single week."
Oh
after
wow!
heck
that.
yeah.
So that was a cool experience for me.
That's so cool.
It was such a good week, which is partly why I will be moving there next summer. So
Heck yeah!
heck yeah.
Darn, sounds like we'll have to come visit. Oh,
Yeah.
shucks, we got to make a trip. Darn.
Out
we have to go
west.
out west. Darn.
So
Oh,
wait, am I
shame.
invited?
You gotta ask Landon.
Am I invited?
Sure.
Dang it! I have to go out west.
Wait, one stipulation. You have to make tacos while we're out there at his house.
I have to make
They
tacos.
Good tacos.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Are they spicy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Then no, they're not good tacos.
That's
He would
Sorry.
so fit in.
So
The better.
we built a shed for Byron's House Hope, which is Brian's ministry, right? And so some of the ladies that help with that ministry, they brought us food for us guys building the house or the building. They made enchiladas in a slow cooker.
Oh.
So they made the enchiladas,
Never had that.
put it
They're
at the bottom
spicy.
of the slow cooker, covered it in beef and cheese, and just let that sucker simmer. It was green and red chili peppers into. That was some of the best food I've ever eaten.
You know, their type of spice might taste better than like our type of
It's
spice up
it's
here.
a
Spicy,
natural
spicy.
spice.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
still
like a
hot.
fake spice.
Cayenne spicy.
Yeah, but
That's
it
still hot.
could be
It's
good.
like chili peppers. I don't know. It depends on
Anyways.
how white you are.
Continue.
Anyways,
They're really white.
I'm pretty white.
I'm pretty white for my color too. I've been whitewashed.
Am I the brownest person here?
Probably.
Is that what I'm hearing?
I think so.
Yeah, you liked it. Yeah, I mean, you liked it over a scale of 10 for spice.
It's really good. It tastes really good.
Are you sure you don't have any Hispanic background?
I'm all European,
Italian.
Is there one?
Italian.
You're European.
Well,
Italians like spice.
all over.
Sydney is
Italy.
2% brown.
A little bit. Yeah, I'm not gonna go. Whatever.
Anyways.
bring us
I'll
home,
go
Landon.
back to- okay. So
Make me shut up before it goes south.
I have
the
two
border.
verses-
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, go on, please.
head that way. So I got two verses that they can go together. I'm gonna make them go together. The first one is Galatians 2:20, which says, "My old self has been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. So I live this earthly body by trusting in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not treat the grace of God as meaningless, for if keeping the law can make us right with God, there is no need for Christ to die." So I like that verse a lot because it's a way of saying that who we are isn't who defines us. The past isn't who we are now. Christ died for our sins, and Christ died to give us a new life, and all we have to do is accept it and believe in him, and we are saved. So no matter how far gone you think you are never too far gone for Christ. And then,
He will always leave the 99.
yeah, he will always leave the 99 to find the one. It says that heaven will rejoice if one sinner comes to Christ than for 99 righteous people or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not quite as good as Damon with quoting the Bible.
None of us are.
But the next verse I like is Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. The Men's Alliance verse, which I did not realize until I went with Grant. It is also convicted by Christ
Yeah.
verse. It's been my life verse for ever since I started welding, because I was like, I need a cool verse that talks about metal, and I saw it. I was like 14. Anyways, and then I started reading it, and then I started thinking about it, and then I started like putting into application of life, but so we have the gift of salvation, we have the gift to be made new, but it also goes farther than that. Of who we surround ourselves with is who is going to impact us the most. Mm-hmm. So if you're surrounding yourself by people that aren't choosing to take up the cross daily, choosing to live for God, then what's going to happen to you? You're going to end up like them. Mm-hmm. It is a constant battle of choosing who you want to be, who you hang out with, and friends make a difference. I'll tell you that from experience. Find people that sharpen you and don't dull you. I got two best friends that I hang out with a lot. I'm not home very much at all. and 95% of the time I'm with them. And it's cool because I've gotten to watch them grow. I've gotten to see them, all of us have grown from when we first started hanging out. I had a group of friends that I still hang out with occasionally, but it's not as much as we used to in high school. I say that like I'm old. I graduated last year.
Yeah, I was like, what?
You've only been out for a year.
Yeah.
Not even a year.
Not even
No,
6
even a
months.
year.
Yeah, not even a year. Jeez.
But no, I've seen a difference in my life just from distancing myself from that. It's not great stuff, but you're in high school, you know. But it's just, we go out to eat. We always say a prayer, which is something that, like, with friends, I never did. I was living a life where it's like, I'm just going to keep that on the down low. And I feel like even some of the strongest Christians, it's like, when you're around people that are like that, like, the same, like, if you're around a bunch of Christians, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, this is me. And then you get outside of it, and it's like, well, maybe not. I'm just going to push that down. And I say that from experience. But when you get around a bunch of people that do pray and do want to grow closer to God, you see yourself being more open about it. So it's just it's a work in progress. It's never going to be done, but that's what's nice about grace is we don't have to do anything to earn it. We just got to accept it. I heard a story or a metaphor, I guess. Life is a sinking ship. It's not explicit. Life is a sinking ship, and Jesus is our lifeboat. We're all going down eventually. We just gotta choose to take the helping hand. So, if the world seems like it's not so great, just remember there is a shining light. So, yeah,
Good.
it's my
like
ministry minute.
Is that what you told the boy that accepted Christ?
Or
Or along the lines, like those two verses? Or at
I
least one of them.
honestly can't remember what I told him. Like the whole week was like explaining what sin is, because in the Navajo culture, that's who we were mainly targeting. They really don't have an idea of what sin is. So when they told me that, they were like, we had a meeting before we left, and they were
Like the prisoners?
no, the kids, or just the Navajo culture in general. They were like, in the Navajo culture, there really is no idea of sin. So it's like, how do I explain sin?
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing, but excuse me, taco burps. But so they say sin is an archery term for missing the mark. So that's what we kind of took with it and ran. It's like
That's
no,
their version of what it. If
well,
they
no,
say
that's
it,
like,
or
sin is
It's just like a
Oh,
different
that's just like-
meaning.
oh, okay, okay,
sin,
okay.
Sin's originally an archery term. For
Got it.
missing the mark.
Interesting.
So I told that to a guy. He goes, "My dad's an archery. Loves archery." He goes, "Every time he misses, I'm gonna tell him he's sin." I'm sorry, Grant.
I was gonna
It's
say,
weird.
what are you
It's
doing?
weird hearing myself.
It's
Get
okay.
used to it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was cool telling about it and like getting to see like that kid listen. I know when I was a kid during VBS, it was like I listened, but you know, I grew up with it, so
Yeah.
it just kind of it's like, all right, this is just every other VBS. I think I've been saved like 5 times. One, I got a chocolate bar out of it, and like,
Bribe.
yeah, pretty much. It's like, if you accept Christ, you'll get a chocolate bar. It's like, okay.
Wait, is that what they said? Like,
I think like
That's not.
I
Good.
saw kids come out with a chocolate bar
Oh.
out of the room because I was like, why did they get that?
That's so
I was like, I want
interesting.
a chocolate bar.
Wow.
But
I mean-
that was like kind of
very little
VBS.
context,
Yeah.
but it just initially, I'm not even gonna go there because then we'd be here all night.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
Ideology.
like reason with it, but
There is no
Yeah.
good reason. I'm sorry, but
I think it was
not.
just like a reward for the kids that did. But
There should
could
be.
be for
The
being
reward is becoming a
brave.
family, becoming
a
coming
Christian,
into
being
the
saved.
Christ's family.
It
That's
could be
your
like
reward.
a visual, like kids can't
Gift.
grasp
Yeah.
like eternity, so they can grasp like some kind of, I don't know.
That is
Interesting.
One thing,
That is really
that is
interesting.
one thing I
They could have gave him something different than chocolate. Cause
Yeah,
now
like
they're gonna
eternity.
like. That's one thing.
You
Or
Like,
like a
can't eat
keychain.
this. You can't eat this. You have to have it forever. Make it last because that's what heaven's like. Sorry.
that's the one thing. Like with. Again, I won't go there because we'll be here all night. But like roughing it down with the church in general, like there's some things that's like we need to work on in a whole. But like if you grew up in the church, it does become routine, opposed to people that get
100%.
get saved. Like they didn't grow up in the church, so I feel like I've seen people that like didn't grow up in the church. I knew them before they got saved. Never would have thought it, and they're probably like they're fully on fire for God, and it's cool to see. But at the same time, it's like I've been doing this my whole life, and it's just you gotta remember that fire, and that's what I like about mission trips and concerts. It kind of refuels you, and just they call it spiritual highs, I guess.
Yeah.
So ride them out as you can.
Yeah. I've heard people say like, not say bad things, but definitely be like, riding that spiritual high isn't good because it's not real. Which sure, if you're only living for Jesus, if you're only excited about the word and what, how the Spirit's moving when you're there, that's wrong. But the point of them, if you do it the right way, is to like
Propel your relationship.
Yeah,
And everything. Yeah.
remind yourself where you were and what it's like and why you're excited about Jesus. And yeah, definitely. It's all about living it.
Well, mission trips aren't about
Every
you;
day.
they're about God.
Yeah.
True.
So even if you are going to, like, strictly just to like grow your not grow, but like you yourself get something out of it, whereas like you're supposed to be giving God the glory, not yourself. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's where you like gotta be careful. That's why they're like you like pray before you go on mission trips, because like you could be going with the wrong intention and then it just won't go well from there. And yes, like when you go on mission trips, like God could change you without you even expecting it, but because God can do anything, but you still need to have good intentions going in.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely. With that, thank you, Landon, for the ministry. That was amazing. That was very good.
Hey, we've always said that you should be a youth pastor.
Yeah, I know.
I agree.
It's not too late to go to seminary.
After that,
Do you have to go to seminary to be a youth pastor?
I'd say just for
To
now,
be classified as a youth pastor,
Volunteer.
yes, but
Oh.
Just-
just leader, you do not.
offer your
Yeah.
time.
Oh, there you go.
I'm a youth leader. You're a
Yeah.
youth leader.
Loopholes.
Yeah,
Just be a youth leader.
I always thought about being a missionary. That is one thing.
I mean, you could be a welder
what I
/
said.
missionary.
I
Dude,
said
or
I'm in
like-
the right trade for being a missionary. If anyone needs a Jesus, it's welders.
dude, I've had the thought so many times myself, like whenever like natural disasters happen in America, I'm like, dude, I wish I could just quit my job and just go down there and work, build houses,
Yeah.
wire them
Oh,
back
yeah.
up. Like,
Is that missionary work though?
It is.
You can do
like I would want to make money off of
Service.
it. Like I would want to be funded to do it. I wouldn't want anything. Like as long as I could just get the basic necessities for myself, like, have a vehicle to transport materials and be able just to eat and drink water
right.
is, that's it.
Isn't a missionary like, yes, doing that, but then also like sharing God's word? Because if you're not sharing God's
Well,
word,
yeah.
are you a missionary?
Anyone can be a missionary.
Yeah.
It's a missionary. I feel like comes from the Great Commission. Just
You
like
could-
when Jesus said,
yes.
"Go into the world." And preach the
Yes.
gospel. But
Right.
but I mean,
You could just like have a nonprofit,
yeah.
and your goal is to serve instead of to share. And I feel like you're
But
still
actions
like,
Through
louder
serving,
than
you could have a
words.
Right.
conversation with somebody and share with them
exactly and
whatever.
and base your company / nonprofit off of biblical mindsets
that.
and principles.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
that'd be cool.
What was I gonna say? I work with some Mennonites. So Mennonites actually own my company, and they have I think it's called like Mennonite Relief Aid or something like that.
You keep getting out of the screen. It's like half your
I
eye.
don't want to see. I don't want to see myself.
You don't have to look at it.
Look at
But-
the camera.
Just have other people look at you.
Just look at us. Just look at us.
No, they have a Mennonite relief aid or something like that. And I was talking to some guys. They went down and built houses after some hurricanes and stuff like that. And like our company, that's what's nice. I told them I was going on a mission trip, and they like normally we don't let you go for more than like a couple days on like vacation. And because I went from New Mexico to RFK in the same like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was
Oh,
gone.
wow.
I was gone for him.
Yeah, you almost took
long
like 3
time.
weeks off
Yeah.
at once.
Yeah, so they were like, "We know what you're doing, and we support what you're doing, so we'll let you take those days off."
Yeah.
They were really great. with
Even
that.
RFK, they
That's
let you
great.
have off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I could have took PTO, but I didn't have enough saved up. So, but yeah. So, go.
Cool.
Preach
Go.
the gospel.
Word. That's a good word. Cool. Yeah. Good episode, guys. With that, we're gonna wrap it up by saying don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yes.
Go follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Dirt Cheat Podcast. I promise we don't spam them. We just put up our funny reels, and you already listened to us here, so why not just see it all clipped up and shortened right there at your fingertips?
Get your dopamine hit.
Get a little bit of dope. Go follow us on on Instagram.
Jesus saves. Go get dope.
Word. And yeah, find the GoFundMe link in the bios if you feel so called to give. But with that, we love you guys, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.